Welcome to the first GCN Tech Show of 2024.
You want to get fitter, burn off the Christmas excess, and you fancy getting involved in indoor training. But there's so much stuff out there and it all seems pretty expensive. It can be confusing. But don't worry, we're going to explain what is the best bang for your buck things to go for so that you can ride indoors based on our vast experience of racing and training indoors.
We've also got loads of hot tech and cool stuff that we spotted. We've also got the bike vault and comments of the week. Right, let's get to this. So, indoor training. Let's start with the trainer.
Yeah, my dad was actually asking me about this.
Oh, was
what
he?
got me thinking about it, yes. But my first advice is do not get an old-style wheel-on turbo trainer. These are, well, the cheapest things out there.
Yeah.
Typically, you can pick one up for around $40 or, £50 or something like that. But I would always say go for a direct drive unit. That's where you take your rear wheel out and your bike attaches on to it. They have much more realistic ride feel, and in terms of bang for buck, you're going to get a lot more out of it. Also, they're often smart units, which means you can pair them with whichever app you want to use to just augment your indoor riding and just make it far more engaging and more fun and enjoyable to do.
Now, there's loads of different brands out there, and most of them have a sort of like mid-tier option. Count this as like the 105 of the trainer market, and you're looking at prices of around, say, 400 to 500 pounds, euros or dollars. Think along the lines of, say, Wahoo Kick a Core or a Zwift Hub One, something like that.
Yeah, and like as you say, all the major brands have a good unit around that price, and then they tend to have like a higher tier unit, which is like their, if it was group sets, it's like the Jura Ace.
Yeah.
So like the
Kick a Move.
The Kick a Move, for example, yes.
Yeah, all singing, all dancing. What sort of prices are we looking at for some of these?
But those things tend to be around £1,000, euros or dollars. They're all around that 1K mark. But it's the same with group sets, what we see here. They do have increased functionality and they are a little bit better, but although they're kind of often more than twice the price, they're not twice the performance. Like far from it. You're kind of getting like 85 to 90% of the performance in that mid-tier unit. And so that's why that's what we're suggesting is the sweet spot on what you should go for.
So far you're saying avoid the wheel-on ones, aim for direct drive to sort of get the best sort of balance of performance, price and realism. But what about things like dedicated indoor training bikes? What are we thinking here?
Well, the big downside to a dedicated indoor training bike, such as, well, I mean, again, a lot of the brands have them now.
They've all got them.
And there's also things like the Peloton bike.
Yeah.
These things are really expensive, typically way more than that separate indoor trainer. And for me, they're very nice things to have. They're very cool and they're great for riding indoors. But
super cool bits of kit.
They lack the versatility of actually having a bike, which you can ride outdoors. So, you've got, and if you already have a bike, you don't need it, just use that, and so you can save money. So that I see them a bit more as a luxury thing. So, for example, if you did our option of getting a smart trainer for around that 400, 500 mark, and then you could also buy a bike for 500 if you wanted to. You've got a bike and a smart trainer that's pretty much as good a setup as using that dedicated indoor bike, but you've got a bike and a thing. Like
you can like take it out in the real world and go for an actual bike ride.
And you've saved money.
That's actually a really good idea. So you also need to factor in like monthly subscription costs though, don't you? If you want to use things like Zwift as well, that needs to be factored in. Although there are some sort of cheaper alternatives options out there. You could use GCN training videos, for example. But one thing I would say to try and avoid is just sitting there staring at the wall. Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. So even with this, we appreciate that that sort of mid-tier trainer, that entry-level smart trainer, around 400, 500, that plus a monthly subscription to an app is still a lot of money for some people.
It's going to add up quick, yeah.
And if you're just getting into the sport, that you might not want to do that as well. So, like you say, avoid just staring at the wall, though.
That's boring as hell, isn't it?
You're not going to stick at that.
No.
Like, I never used to train indoors 10 years ago because it was just, that's all there was really, like staring at a wall.
Yeah, I think for me, some of the most important things are, of course, making sure that the way you're going about it fits in with your price points. You're getting something that's feeling realistic, but also making sure that it's like easily accessible, not feeling like you've got to overcome the hurdle of getting it all set up and maybe not enjoying using it. That's why we're saying sort of avoid the cheapest options.
Yeah, and there are apps that are free that you can use.
Yeah.
Like My Whoosh is free.
Yeah, that's going to be
right
good
now, but you can try that out. But you don't even have to go down that smart route and still make it engaging.
No.
It's like, we would recommend doing the smart thing.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Started early.
It was that early, I didn't pick up on that.
But it's if you just want to go on a budget, then there's a thing you can have like a basic spin bike.
Yeah.
It's not smart. That has that ride feel that's better than a wheel-on turbo. But you can still use a wheel-on turbo if you want. And then, for example, we have our workouts.
Yeah.
Right? Like available on, we post these videos for free. They're designed to be used with a spin bike or just a basic wheel-on turbo.
Yeah, I do think, I'm sort of partly going to disagree with you a little bit here, but I do think from a pure fitness perspective, if you're not a hardcore cyclist, or perhaps not even a cyclist at all, a wheel-on super cheap trainer and a speed sensor can get you access to the vast majority of your features. But if you do feel like you get into it and you want to progress and your fitness increases, I think you are going to quickly sort of like outgrow that setup.
Yes. And yeah, I would just go straight in and go for a basic smart trainer.
All right.
That's where I'm at. That's what I think. If you can afford it, a basic smart trainer, that's the way to go.
Just quickly, what's your thought on fans then?
Fans, well, again, you have like a lot of like luxury ones that are kind of...
Like all singing, all dancing?
Yeah, like Wahoo Headwind.
Yeah.
Like it integrates into the apps and stuff, and it's a very specific fan, and they're great. But again, if you're on a budget, or if you're just starting out and you're not sure if it's going to be for you,
probably don't drop all your money on a fancy fan.
you just get some basic fans.
Yeah,
but
I think
fans
a
are essential, like absolutely essential.
The key thing for
you
me
down.
is make sure it's adjustable to get the right height and angle so it's actually blowing on you correctly, and make sure it's just got enough grunt. You don't want a little piddly desk fan that's like...
Cool little hack though. I mean, one thing that is really good for fans is having some kind of remote control aspect.
Yeah.
Because when you start your workout, you don't have to get off and then turn your fan up as you've got hotter.
Oh.
So being able to control it remotely is good. So fancy ones can be controlled remotely.
Yeah.
Or what you can do is, if you have like one of those like Amazon plug things, you can go like...
So go on, say it. Make everyone's fans turn on.
Alexa, turn on my fan. If you've got a fan connected to one of those, probably just turned on. They're like, yeah, there you go.
Well, there you go.
And you can like adjust put it on high power or whatever. Like you can do it like a dimmer switch.
More power, baby.
Yeah.
Right, there's our thoughts on it. I think it's given some good information on how you can get into it and a cost-effective way for it. Please do let us know your thoughts on it in the comments section down below. And hot and spicy tech next.
What about rollers?
Oh, I've forgotten all about rollers. Go on then, hit us with rollers.
I just wouldn't. I mean, if you're a beginner, don't get rollers. Done.
There's lots of options out there, but yeah, for a starting point, maybe not the place to initially look.
But rollers are really good for taking to races and warming up on. But it's a bit more of a niche thing.
Okay.
Time now for some hot tech. What do we got first?
Right, we're kicking things off with what appears to be a new unreleased bike helmet that some of the Ineos Grenadiers have been spotted using in something like online kit release pictures.
Well, this was posted on on the Ineos Grenadiers Instagram account.
Yeah.
So new casque helmet.
I gotta be honest, I don't think I'm feeling it. Here's a little picture. You can share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think?
It looks like an aero helmet. An evolution maybe of the casque Utopia, although that hasn't been officially announced at the time of making this video, so
that's true.
We don't know. But the big standout feature is that it's got a quite unusual, distinctive shape where it covers the ears.
Just the tips?
The tips. It covers the tips, yeah.
Of the ears.
Of the ears, yes.
It's just a little bit too much. It's deviated a little bit far away from the norm for me.
Well, not my words, but the words of, this is a comment, that casque on the Instagram post from someone, that new casque helmet looking a little funny, lol. Here's another one. New Year's resolution, tuck your ears in for marginal gains.
I'm intrigued to see any test data when that is released, when the details about the helmet is released, actually.
When something looks that stupid, I would say that it must be faster.
It's got to be faster.
It must be faster. Otherwise, why you would not wear that?
I did notice.
It has to be faster.
About a 50-50 split on the which riders are wearing it and which aren't. So maybe some people are not a huge fan of it at the moment. I mean, if it's faster, it's faster.
Maybe it depends on how big your ears are. maybe the riders with bigger ears.
If you're someone where your ears stick out like that,
yeah,
the scope that there's going to be major gains there.
Yeah.
If you're someone that's got streamlined ears, marginal gains.
brilliant.
Okay. Next up in Hot Tech, we've actually got some news to announce, haven't we? We've got some new water bottles.
Oh yes,
I've got one behind me. Right. Details. So, this is a Camelback Podium water bottle. Camelback are now actually partnered up with us to help support what we do,
Nice.
which is really cool stuff. This is a 610 millilitre version. Cool little dial on the top. Look at that, maximal flow. There you go. Got ya.
not the face.
Sorry. But I think it's cool. You wanted to say something about a little cover that goes over the top of it, didn't you?
Check this out, right? See, this is something that I noticed over Christmas, right? When I was festive 500ing back home.
Did you complete a Festive 500?
Yeah.
So you did pretend to be ill last year just so you could complete it and didn't have to come into work?
No, because that was before the festive 500 started.
I'm not buying
It
it.
started on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
We'd
that's-
already finished work.
Actually, that's a very good point. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Anyway, right. So while I was back home, I saw some of the Ineos riders who live in my hometown, and this was cool. They were riding their bottles with these covers on that go over the nozzle, and then you flip the cover off, and then you can take a drink. But it keeps the nozzle clean when you're riding outdoors, especially in winter when the roads are wet and they're just covered in detritus, and it flicks on. There is a health element, so marginal gains in that, stopping riders getting sick. I thought that was a brilliant idea.
I'd never even thought of that.
Have you ever ridden through like
When you go
cow
past a
pat?
farmer's field
Yeah.
and you're like all of that onto
Cow
the road,
poo
you're like, oh.
glaze all over your bottle, and then you're like,
Yeah.
people do get sick doing that. I thought it was a brilliant idea. So you can buy. I've
Yeah.
noticed, and then I checked it out. Camelback sell them actually. You get these little things that you can then adapt
Click
onto
on.
your bottle that just covers it, and you just flick it off, and then. I think it's a good idea.
Well,
For
hopefully
riding at this time of year.
we'll have some custom GCM ones on the way soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Love it. Also, I did mention this last year. It feels weird saying that. New team kits are starting to be revealed. More and more, again, added to a list. We've actually got an article over on the GCN website all about this, so keep your eyes peeled and head over to that if you want to see as it gets updated. But so far, here's a quick little run through. We'll put it up on screen of all the kits that have been revealed so far. 3, 2, 1, go.
What are you going for? What's your favourite?
It's actually quite a tough call on what my favourite is. Can I go what's my least favourite first?
Yeah.
I think, if I was going to be honest, it's the Decathlon AG2 Le Mondial.
I quite like that one.
Do you?
Yeah. It's simple.
Can I ask why?
It's simple,
Okay.
and it kind of feel it stands out.
Okay. I'm not a huge fan of the Bora one. It's got a bit Kermit the Frog vibes to me.
Yeah.
But people are going to think it's like an obvious pick as your favourite. I think the Ineos colour is good and the fade is good.
I like the Ineos one.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe the strongest one of them. But I don't think it's like a good batch this year.
Well,
None of them is really like speaking to me.
Some of the big players haven't put their kit out yet. Like EF, I haven't seen just
EF
yet.
often do have a nice one.
Yeah, there's some still to come.
But like some years a kit comes out and you're like, oh, they have nailed that.
Yeah.
There's not one this year that's
Nothing's
so far
jumped out of me yet.
that's jumped. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm glad we cleared that up. Also, we need to mention we're doing a time trial, don't we?
Oh yeah.
This could be the hottest,
Showdown.
the big showdown, Grand Slam, the biggest competition of 2024, to be fair.
Yeah, so this weekend we decided to enter a 10-mile time trial at Castle Combe.
Yeah.
We're going to see how we do. I don't know, I mean...
I'm a little bit, if I'm honest, I'm a bit worried because I feel like I'm entering it's your domain.
But equally I'm worried because if that's my domain, as you've just put it, you've put the pressure on me there. Because now it's like, if you beat me,
I've got nothing to lose. You got everything to lose, I've got everything to gain.
Yeah.
We'll reveal the results of our 10-mile time trial next week.
Well, I think it's quite good to do an effort like this at the start of the year because I've just been doing loads of base and I want to know buttery biscuit base.
That's all that went through my head when you said that.
Base.
Yeah.
I want to know where I'm at.
So,
20-minute effort. It's more fun than doing it indoors.
Quick recap. What was your fastest 10-mile time trial time in the summer at peak Ollie?
Oh, like 18 and a half minutes.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but I don't think I could ever do that. I would.
You could.
Do you know what? I would be happy and amazed if I get anywhere near the 20-minute marker. If I go sub 20 minutes, I'll be happy. I'm not renowned for my time trial performance.
I reckon you can get... right, I'm going to predict.
Go on.
We'll announce what happens on next week's show, right? But I'm going to predict for you 21:30.
21:30?
Yeah.
I was hoping you might have said a bit lower. You obviously... All right, 21. If you think I'm 21:30, I'm going to go, you're going to be at... I think you're going to be...
I think it'll be quite close between us, unless one of us doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The most... Oh, yeah.
I think you're going to beat me. There you go. But I'm going to try my bloody hardest.
If I beat you, though, it's going to be through aero.
Yeah.
It's not going to be through power.
Sheer power.
Yeah.
I just beat you through sheer determination to not be beaten. Right, it's enough of that. It's on to comments of the week next. So, no jingles because it's 2024 and we're straight down to business. Underneath last year's show, what have we got?
How about a mid-category? Very nice. This is talking about the most super nice bikes of the year. For super nice bikes with up to 3 minor fails, e.g. valves not aligned. That's from CMJ Rights.
Bryce Webb says... Alan bangs on about all the bikes being lent up against the left shifter and the shifter's going to get scratched. Well, in this day and age, with shifters turned in, it would be lent up against the bar tape. Come on, Alan, get with the times.
They've banned it, so no.
Yeah, UCI aren't happy about it. They're like, look, people are in the bike vault pictures, they're not propping their bike up correctly, we can't have it. Underneath the video, all about steel as a material for frame building. S2 Pacific says, forever real, recyclable and sustainable. Steel is fast, handmade. Lovely to ride, doesn't go to landfill. So many pluses. It's true.
Yeah, it does. Has a lot of pluses. In the apocalypse, steel bikes is what we'll need.
Someone else also said, I'd like more information on magnesium frames, never mentioned in the options, but I know it's used for bike building.
Well, we do have a video on that.
Yeah.
All about magnesium frames. Check it out.
Easy solution there, wasn't it? You fixed that, you preempted it. And then last week was the second episode of my Crit Bike build series. If you haven't seen it, please do go check it out. There's an episode 1, episode 2 over on the GZN Tech channel. And what's Vasil got to say about it?
Vasily
Popov.
Popov. I think he was a really good swimmer. Anyway, good at freestyle.
Yeah.
Pretty nice build, indeed. However, there are plenty of similar spec bikes on the market, almost half the price. Decathlon actually has a Carbon 105 road bike for 2,500 quid. There's something special about building a bike yourself, but most of the time it's quite impractical in terms of price value.
Yeah, I thought it was a fair comment.
Why don't you put a Dura-Ace chain set on it?
I thought it was a fair comment because it is true.
Champagne Socialist Peyton, at it again.
Just whatever. No. But it is a good point because, you shop around. The whole point is to get people thinking and talking about ways of trying to maximise performance and price. I'm not saying go buy this bike, recreate it. I'm saying, here's options, and perhaps thinking along these lines, you can get something that is giving you the performance and saving you some money.
Plus, there is, like we were just on about with the steel bikes, there's really good practical reasons to go with aluminium for a crit bike over carbon. And...
watch the video. I explained some of it. Chris Rides Bicycles says, really beautiful, don't crash it, Alex, and still needs white bar tape. Okay, fair enough. Right, on to this week's Bike Vault. Where's the Bike Vault bell gone, actually? Oh, it's down by your left knee. Can we get all your photos out there? Can we start the Bike Vault off this year with you ringing the bell? All right. Yeah, shoot that down straight away.
Right. There you go.
Powell, this is a Trekimonda. Pavel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pavel's Trekimonda. I'm digging it.
When I pulled this out...
So that's easily a super
from
nice.
the...
Come on.
Yeah, give me 1 second. It is a super nice. I'll ring the bell first.
I also like that there's no weeds on the paving.
Fabulous. I don't know how the bike's held up, though. Is it magic? Is it a shadow stand?
I think there's a stick.
On the entry for this and the Bike Vault from the uploader, this was listed as their winter bike, and I'm sorry, I don't. This is just like a full-blown race bike.
Yeah, but if you live in Spain, that could be your winter bike.
All right. Jorgen Lee next.
Yes. from Oslo in Norway.
Jorgen. It's a Farah F gravel. I wasn't looking. I didn't see you look at me.
Right, Jorgen has, or Jürgen has. Well, that's cool. I rate that. I think that's a super nice as well.
Yeah,
I'm into it. Yeah.
you digging it? All right. Oh, the bell was a bit rusty there. Needed a bit of chain wax on it. Jens with a Ridley Kanzo A.
Everyone has very European names this year.
What can I say? On a bike path in Sydney. Oh, it says an under 15 rides both road and mountain bikes. Got interest in getting into gravel, so saved up, managed to get his bike half price. Boom.
For an under 15, it would appear that he's very tall because he's looking down on his bike from quite a height.
Bit of a man-child.
Yes. But, yeah, it's a really good bike.
I like the bike. I like the colour scheme. Practical. No unnecessary gubbins, just the necessary ones.
Yeah, it's super nice, that.
Well, it's super nice the hell out of that.
Yeah. Keith Wolfie 2.
What have we got? Pinarello F.
Oh, Pinarello F.
People hate on us when we super nice at Pinarello because they're like, oh, you're forced to do it.
Right. It's proof then.
Yeah, nice.
Unfortunately, Keith, right, you've just, you are being made an example of. Sorry about that, but nice. There we go.
It is nice.
Forced to do it. We make the rules.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Charlie next with, look at the wheels on this thing.
What on earth is this? A Cresage.
Look at the wheels.
RS Black Widow.
They say, I think the 6-spoke wheels really suit the bike profile well. They're wild. They're out of this world.
That is, wow.
I want to super nice it.
Yeah, I think we can.
It's not Biggie Smalls, but I mean, it's a pretty out there, bold bike.
That is a bad man bike, isn't it? Peter Joseph with a Colnago V4 RS in Abu Dhabi. Now, what do you make of that?
Can't fault it, if I'm honest.
It's immaculate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going to super nice that?
In Abu Dhabs? Yeah, go on then. That's it.
Yeah.
Tell you what though, 10 a penny out in Abu Dhabi, those.
Yeah. Right, last one for this week's show before we go on too long. It's from Joss or Joss.
Yep. With a Boardman.
Boardman.
Advanced 8.9. Location, Bristol.
I like it, actually. Super practical.
Although, I mean, it is... do you know what? It is good.
Yeah.
But
I feel like you're going to say a but.
There's a but coming.
Yeah.
You know, Ron Seal doesn't sponsor the show.
No.
But that fence needs some work. And there's a bit of weeding. And
just one.
Probably a bit of grouting required on that. You know, needs a...
Bit of cement in between the paving slabs.
But I'll give it a super nice.
Super nice it is to end this week's show.
Just sort out your fence.
Sort out your fence. What a catchphrase. All right, it's mega to be back for 2024. Hopefully we've got loads of mega cool stuff in the pipeline for this year. If you want to see the stuff we get up to, subscribe to GCN Tech.
And we'll tell you who wins in our time trial showdown next week.
It's a grand slam. Right, see you later. Bye.